What's up with it?
What's good?
Nothing much. Introduce yourself, let the people know who you are.
I am DJ K-Mean. I forgot my rapper chain today, but that's okay. It's still, chicken and fries, everything. Me & Girls Media is my company, as you see on the hoodie. Also, president of Coalition DJ, well, vice president of Coalition DJ St. Louis, and affiliate of Durrty Boyz.
Okay, Durrty Boyz.
Those are my brothers.
I'm saying we'll just start off with DJ Coalition.
Okay, let's do it.
How did they come about, and what exactly is that?
Well, the brand Coalition DJs in general started in Atlanta with, I think it was like 5 DJs who are like OGs now, but it's basically the biggest DJ crew in Atlanta. All the like primary big strip clubs, all those DJs got together in one crew. Then it branched out to other markets, including Florida, I got DMV, Carolina, Detroit has one, and we started the St. Louis one about 2.5, almost 3 years ago, I guess.
It's like, I'm basically said, so like almost like an elite group of DJs.
For sure. You have to be like a working and active DJ in whatever market for the most part. And back when they was like first starting, or when it really like they responsible for breaking like Future and people like that in Atlanta, there's like I think it's Wall Street Journal or like New York Times or somebody wrote an article about how influential they were into changing music in Atlanta.
I remember hearing that, like they just said, probably Future, somebody said on one of his mixtapes or something.
Yeah, for sure. Like one of his Aces is one of the founders of Coalition DJ Funky, who actually is originally from Kansas City, but he's been in Atlanta for a long time. And so he was one of the founders, and he worked real closely with Future and the free bands. Right.
How long have you been DJing?
I guess probably we rounded about 10 years. I wanted to DJ for a while, but I just didn't do it. Just something I kept putting like down the list. But I always was around DJs because I used to do like street team, putting up posters and working records and clubs. And then one day I just bought some cheap equipment and started practicing in my living room. And I started doing mixtapes. And I always was traveling and all that, and it kind of all came together.
What made you want to start practicing?
Well, I always been into music. I always wanted to be working in music and doing that. I was a heavy athlete when I was younger, but I knew that I was never gonna make no money doing that because there are no women leagues, especially at the time that was profitable. But I always wanted to do music, and the DJing part really came because I was one of the people that made the mix CDs and downloaded all the songs and made the play. Really, before it was playlisting, I was making actually burning CDs and passing them out and selling them in school, or making bootleg copies of albums and stuff for people. And it all kind of and I always took time into making sure that the song orders made sense and they flowed together, which it didn't make any sense to be doing that at 15, but I was.
I mean, that's a skill.
Yeah.
Especially you at a party and you gotta feel the crowd, make sure you gotta do when you play a certain record, do you watch how the crowd react to keep it going or not, and then this ain't it.
If you're not paying attention, you're not DJing, for one. But there's some people the one problem with internet is that now niggas is live streaming they sets in the club, and they catering to the people on the live and not the people in the club.
Yeah.
And you can't read the vibe. It's terrible. I know somebody who got fired for that, for real.
Really? Because
they wasn't catering to the crowd in front of them.
How was your first show? Your first party or whatever?
I don't even remember what the first one was, really. But because I'm not in front of the camera person, or I really don't want to be a personality, I always get stage fright and I'm nervous about it every time, even now still. But we gotta push through and still make it happen.
Yeah. So how do you DJ then? Do you just get out there and just zone out?
Yeah, I'm just a perseverer, I guess. Because in order to be successful, you have to do things that make you uncomfortable. Yeah. So I do all the time. Most of the things I do make me uncomfortable, but that don't mean they don't gotta get done.
Hey, I can relate even with me doing this.
Yeah. I
had to learn to be comfortable even with putting my voice on it. Even when I speak, I gotta make sure I sound a certain way.
Exactly.
I want to be. It just come with practice,
Absolutely.
And the new music Mondays. That's I guess a event that you throw every Monday,
right?
Where you get artists opportunity to come and showcase their music.
Right. So that's also something that's a staple of the Coalition brand. They started that in Atlanta when they first were doing it. Was private listening sessions with just the DJs in a studio. They would rent out a studio on a Monday night, and artists would come in and play some songs, and they give just live feedback. And so that progressed to now in Atlanta they do it at Stankonia Studios, but they have a sound set up an actual stage where they do it there, and it's more open to the public. And so they do it. Other cities do it on different days, but we chose to do it on Monday. In Atlanta, it's on Monday. And we started out doing it that way too, where we just play the songs and get feedback. But it just seemed more personable and better to make it more like an interview format. So that's kind of, we switched to that in like November.
Yeah. I came to the last one last week, and you was saying, like, I seen you doing the interview, but you said it's not really your strong point.
Yeah.
You don't really like doing
People disagree with me when I say that, but it's just not my favorite thing to do. Am I good at it? Probably, but but I'm not. It's not my favorite thing, though.
Yeah, because yours is like right there on camera. Then me, like I said, I got a chance.
And it's a crowd. Yeah, you get to do it in private.
That's the difference. Because like when I'm doing the interview in the crowd, I told my partner that like I did an interview with Sleazy World Golf in Kansas City.
Right.
And I was in, just like the shoe shop downtown where he had the meeting.
Right.
There's a lot of people around, but in my head, I'm thinking like you ever seen like the crab? What's that, Mr. Krabs? Like meme or whatever, like he's just like real yeah. That's how I felt. Like he just everybody just watching me.
You just gotta find a way to focus and zone it out.
I get nervous in crowds. I say that. I like just me and you here right now. I can go, but if this crowd I'm just my mind racing everything.
Right, and I try to approach it like how we doing it here. Just make it be a conversation instead of like, I got these list of questions. I never write down a list of questions. I might have an idea in my head of like what something I might want to ask if I know something, but sometimes I don't know anything about the artist before we start. So I just kind of start with general questions and then let the conversation go wherever it goes.
Yeah, I mean, I started off with Bliss. And now, recently, I've been, like you said, practicing with just having a general conversation because I might not be able to just, have a list of things.
Some people don't got nothing you can research. You just gotta be able to figure it out.
And that's the thing right there, because a lot of people who reach out to me, I want to do interview, but you don't have nothing I can where can I find some information about? So now as I talk to you and pry it out of you.
Yeah, I kind of learned that style from watching like Angie Martinez. I think she's one of my favorite people to interview because it's always an actual conversation. She always sounds like she actually know them people, even if she never met them before. And I kind of always study that, even before I was doing interviews myself, because I used to like blog and all that stuff. So just when I would interview people just to write it, I always wanted to be a conversation, and I just would translate that into an article.
Gotcha. Is that the blog? I guess the Mean Girls Media.
Or that's my company. The first blog I started from my dorm room in SLU when I was, I think, 19, 18. It was called New STL Company. And so that was like in the days of the Bangers and when King first started with Thick Wit and all this stuff. And like when Shorty and Loudy first got together, I was like one of the first people to interview any of them people and put them like on the internet at all. Like their songs were not available like for people just to download and look up. Or I was the only person like writing about them and stuff at the time. And excuse me, that related to a short stint with writing for the World, but they was tripping, so that I did like 2 articles when that was over. But I currently contribute sometimes to Deluxe Magazine, and I don't really do my own blogging anymore because everything is so like in your face picture video now, so it's harder to get motivated to just write for me these days.
What did you major in when you was in school?
Marketing, for sure.
Everything I'm learning is as I go.
That's why I stopped going, because I realized I wasn't learning nothing that was going to help me with what I wanted to do. I went and I was looking around and just all these white people teaching me about stuff that don't have nothing to do with what I'm trying to do. Well, I want to be outside in the streets passing out flyers and meeting people, so I stopped going for real. Or I was out late and doing other stuff, and I just stopped going because it just didn't relate to what I wanted to do.
Gotcha. Before we started the interview, you were saying that you was associated with the Durrty Boyz.
For sure.
Yeah. Whatever happened with their situation, like are they still doing anything?
No, the Durrty Boyz are fully in effect. There are 8 DJs now, I think.
Okay.
And 3 or 4 hosts. And so they are fully in effect. Cristal is still Cristal. Let me run it down. DJ Cristal, the host T-Rail, DJ Did It, which is, he's more of a graphic designer, but he also is the one that brought Coalition to St. Louis. DJ Kid Boogie, DJ Charlie B, DJ Ed, DJ Pooh, DJ Greasy. I feel like I'm missing like 2 of them. DJ LP, Kodak the host, Jerry. I don't know. It's probably more that I'm missing, but they still a thing. But they're also like it's a really Coalition, Mean Girls, and Durrty Boyz. It's all entity together, but also separate.
Gotcha.
But it's a collaboration.
I basically push them the same move.
Yeah, all this time, Durrty Boyz and Mean Girls have been a tandem the whole time, and we just added the coalition branch to it. So we were doing the same things for real already. We just added a national brand to it to put more on it.
Gotcha. With the Asian Doll show, was y'all part of that scene?
I just was the DJ. We didn't have nothing to do with the actual like planning and nothing, but yeah, I was there. It was ridiculous.
What did you recall from that night? So I was there myself, but
really,
it was just I'm a little intoxicated, so I didn't care. I caught the end. I'm like, damn, that's really going on.
Yeah, I think what you saw like on the internet and what happened with the argument with Shauna and Barbie was really a misunderstanding. And from the DJ booth, it sounded like one thing, but then when I talked to everybody after the fact, the perspective changed a little bit. But me, I felt like I was caught in the middle because at the time I was working with Barbie and I'm Shauna's DJ, and so I'm like, this gotta make sense. The clashing can't be going on. Or I don't know if it was ever actually resolved, but time, move on.
Yeah, I'm sure it wasn't that serious.
To me, it was never that.
Both are.
But it was just internet hype gassing it up, and then they pour more gas on it about Asian Doll and the gang stuff and all that. But it's really pointless for real, a misunderstanding.
Yeah, I was lost. I heard her, but I didn't hear what she was saying on stage.
What happened was there was some artist that performed earlier in the night was from Chicago, and so she yelled something about GDs to Barbie, who of course is a GD.
Gotcha. And
so she took offense to that, and then she said something in response about King Von. They thought that she was throwing shots at Asian Doll, but actually she was talking to the people in front of her.
Yeah.
And so then Shauna was back where I was at too, because she was next, and she thought the same thing that everybody else thought, like she just started going off. But when we talked later, what actually happened is people antagonized her, and it went left.
Yeah, I hope they resolve can be able to resolve, because like I said,
I don't know if they've spoken at all since then. Probably not, but
they're both two talented young women. Have you ever tried to experiment with making music yourself?
Well, I do make music. I don't actually rap, but I like write and executive produce and like A&R projects. I put out this. What Chicken Fries is. This was my first album. It's a compilation album. I have SK on there, Keem. There's a whole lot of people. MC Trey. I got some people from Memphis on there. It's a compilation album I did in 2019.
Gotcha.
And I may work another one. I got a song out now with me and Trey that we put out last year called Step, and that's produced by a producer I managed, Drew. And I executive produced that and helped put that song together. I also got a song that we put out last month with Don Tripp and a kid named Luca from North Carolina. So I EP and A&R things all the time.
Gotcha. How do you feel about the St. Louis music scene collective?
I am optimistic, but I think that everybody could be doing more. I think a lot of people are just content with marginal success instead of actual success.
What do you mean by marginal success?
So like a lot of the people who like on your list of the competition from
that wasn't my list.
I'm just saying, I'm saying of the lists of those lists and stuff, or even just the top 25 lists and all stuff.
That's not my list. But
all those competitions, a lot of them have a lot of views and stuff, but the songs are not actually registered properly for business, and so it's regional success, but not even regional. It's really just local. St. Louis for real, like, and so the views are really just people in the city watching it over and over again, but it's not able to expand because it's not registered properly and they don't travel the music. And the main thing is that they also are caught like in one box, and they're not trying to. That's one main thing is if I'm gonna be a part of a project, I'm gonna try and push people to make shit outside of their normal realm and make it sound the best it can. And sometimes that's another thing, the quality of the songs be terrible. And so even if the DJ wants us to play it, it'll be muffled and it sounds terrible in the club, so they'll never play it again if they play it once. And all those things add up. And I think that there's just too many people blinded by just internet numbers and not what's real.
Exactly. I heard somebody else say the same exact things you just said. Like they just caught up on the local fame and not really nothing outside of that.
Yeah, and it could be so much more. There's a lot of good songs that's come and gone in the city. And even like, not just to say the current people, but even like when I was a teenager, the people that got signed in, a lot of them fumbled it because they got local famous and that was enough for them. Even if they got the deal, they didn't do the work to keep it and elevate it.
Yeah, they call it one hit wonder.
Not even, because it was only in St. Louis, Like, they might have, got a little play here and there, but they didn't actually do the work to make it be real.
Yeah.
And so they still, outside with the rest of us.
Yeah, a lot of the younger artists kind of, I guess, be upset with the elders that you know that made it to a certain status that saying, oh, they didn't reach out, they didn't do this, but you just kind of said it right there. They didn't even do it themselves.
Well, yeah,
some
right.
of them anyway.
For sure, and I don't think that's not entirely wrong, because I believe that even from the artists to the DJs, some of the older class, because of experiences they had, it made them jaded or tainted in some ways, and then they weren't able to properly teach the next generation, which then me and my generation got like less of the information, and so then we are not able to pass as much down to the kids now, because just trickle down. It's like they say, they took the father out of the home and kids became, the family deteriorated, and that's what's happening in St. Louis. And so we doing what we can to try and rebuild back the structure, but it's take everybody.
I think it can happen. I believe it's gonna take the city as a collective to kind of shift the direction that the music is going. Not just even just the music, just the atmosphere in the city.
It's all about, it's the culture that's messed up for real. But even the ones like, there's lots of people that like got views, or even the ones that have deals, it's hard to even get them to show up to something like New Music Monday. You know what I'm saying? They won't return. We can't get them to return phone calls. It's hard to get them to show up to just talk to the DJs. Some of the people, our DJs never even met them before in real life, you know? And so how can we support you? We don't have the music, we don't know you, you don't support us, and so it's just back and forth.
And that's the thing too, like that's the issue I have. You know, I guess I'm a blogger now.
Right.
I don't consider myself a blogger, but I keep being thrown in that category. But it comes with territory. Anyway, think about that. Like, let's say as the local bloggers, we do our job. You know, pushing out the media and whatever. Some stuff I try to stay away from. Just for like the, you know, some people they report whatever. I just say that. They might get upset, but that's part of the job. But let's say like out of town, like a Say Cheese or something like that, they posted it. They support it. But one of us do it, like, oh man,
let me tell you, when I was doing mixtapes, I would put all like people on the tapes, and I couldn't get them just to repost it. You know what I'm saying? Really, even with my album Chicken and Fries, it was hard to get. I put all these rappers on it. I paid for all the studio time, the mixing, the mastering, everything. All they had to do was share it and show up. I didn't charge like the beat. I covered the beats, everything. I paid for all of it.
Yeah. I
had a listening party. Only like 5 of them showed up. The listening party, mind you, was at the radio station, at the beat. So you had the chance to meet the people at the beat. I tried to teach them how to do their publishing, because really the idea of Chicken and Fries was for me to be able to put these younger artists in the room where I could teach them how to register songs and do it all the right way. It just as an example, a case study on this is how it should go, and we can all make this make sense together. But at some point they gotta want it themselves.
Yeah, you right about that. They gotta want it. Because even when I do interviews, like I say, people they have bugging, can I do interview? Do the interview with them, they don't even share it. I'm like, dang, wasting my time.
I used to, when I was doing the tape, I was like, yeah, just give me like $25. And it wasn't because I needed the money, it was because it cost a lot. At the time, I was printing up actual CDs.
And that's the thing.
And I was printing up actual CDs, and like to put it on the sponsored page on Spinnerella or wherever, that shit costs money. And so I just need to break even for real, you know? But they take it like you're trying to steal from and all this stuff, when really, we in this together.
And that's the thing too, like people don't know, in the beginning, okay, I was moving around, but now I didn't elevate it with my platform, and I'm actually paying. So you want me to say, hey, come invest in me.
Right.
But you won't even share, like, come on,
right. This space costs money.
Yeah, I pay for this.
Yeah, but they think that you just supposed to help them because they got a good song, and really the song's not even good. Like, it's just terrible for real.
Yeah. May 14th, you got a show coming up with my man M Double.
For sure.
Yeah.
It's I'm gonna be honest with you. I just was sent a flyer and my name was on it. I was not consulted. M Double, DJ, all of them just put me on the flyer. And so now I'm the DJ with Charlie B. We at the Red Room with the Eyes. It's a bill of a whole lot of people. I'm not gonna pretend to know all the names because it's a lot of flyers that I got on my phone. But most importantly, me, Charlie B, M Double, Nike Turbo's the headliner. My man KB, Era South. Buff Gutter, Princess Storm, yes, is hosting, and a whole bunch of other people. This probably be the debut performance of KB's new single with Jules, which is called Food Nasty, that's dropping on the 29th.
Okay.
And so that'll be one of the songs we put a lot of energy into going forward for the summer. But yeah, the show should be good, hopefully. But all I know is that I'm supposed to be there before the 14th because, like I said, they just told me I was doing a show.
Yeah, he showed me about it. I did an interview with him about it, and he was saying that basically you want to, start off small, but you want to gradually grow it to something like
Yeah, he wants to do a festival.
Yeah.
He wants to do a full-fledged
like
festival, St. Louis festival.
Uh-huh.
And so we have had conversations about that. We didn't have a conversation about this, but we did have a conversation about that. so yeah, it's just getting his feet wet and promoting, and he doing it with Frost Money. So does the shows at the Oz and the Pop shows, and soon I'll be doing my show at Pops with Frost. They keep playing with me on my date and keep changing it on me. So once it's solidified, then I'll release the lineup and all that stuff.
What do you have in store outside of that? And I guess whenever you find a date for your show, what do you have in store for this year?
Well, we're mostly pushing towards helping more placements for Rue. I'm gonna do some more records of my own. I got a verse and hook from Raleigh that I haven't used since last summer that I need to fill in the second verse for. That Don Tripp verse I haven't seen for like 2 years. And I'm gonna do some more songs, and we're gonna be doing like collab tapes and stuff with artists and with Rue and other producers to start getting more like music out, because a lot of people is rapping but they're not actually putting nothing out, and so we're trying to put that in. Also focusing on like submitting songs for placements and getting more publishing opportunities and behind the scenes money on TV shows and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Real checks,
I say, yeah, that's big. That's big. Sound like you got
that's the main focus, is getting into the sync licensing bag for sure.
Or definitely, like you said, they definitely, outside of that, they definitely would need like to learn how to get their stuff published in their company name out there,
Right, and I am, my company and my business and my cohorts and stuff, we would do all that for you. I mean, it costs because it's time consuming, but in order for you to make your money the right way, you have to do all those things. You can't make your money. You losing money, or you got 100,000 views, your song not registered, you leaving money on the table.
But I don't know that a lot of people still like behind the scenes.
Yeah, stealing their money. Like they're not stealing. You aren't taking it.
Yeah.
So YouTube gonna pay it out one way or another, whether it be you or be the Big Mont or Juan or Boomy, whoever. If you don't do your part, it's not their fault that you didn't take care of business. They took care of their business, and so by default, YouTube paying somebody, and it might as well be them.
Yeah.
If you don't do what you're supposed to do, that's your fault.
Yeah. That being said, do you have any last words you'd like to share?
K-Mean, chicken and fries. I don't know. Follow me at DJ K-Mean on everything. That, or whatever niggas you supposed to say.